Let me do this. We'll give a shout out to this famous video that I've been dying to talk to you about. Bill Maher. You were on Real Time with Bill Maher. What was this, like 2017 or 2018?
No. It was actually 2019.
2019.
Which is even more
Wow.
remarkable. How recent.
So you were on with Bill Maher, and you mentioned that there are tampons in the men's restrooms at universities, and Bill, the panel, and the audience.
That's why I said men menstruate is a left-wing lie.
Right.
Okay.
And then they all started laughing, and Bill Maher goes, "What? What are you talking?
Says
Who
that?
says?" And you were like, "It's in the news. Look it up." And they were like, "No." And you were like, "They have tampons in the men's room." And Bill goes, "It's for their girlfriends." Remarkable, the arrogance and ignorance at the same time. Instead of just being like, I gotta call. Here's what I'd say. If you said something to me that I thought was wrong, I'd pull it up. And if we were on a show like that, I would be like, "Are you serious with this? Is this true? Can we get someone to check that?" And guess what they would have done? They'd have come back and be like, "He's right."
Right, correct. Well, it was a great moment because the entire panel, Bill Maher, and the entire audience laughed at me. And just for the record, I actually enjoy that. I'm not a masochist, but when I know I'm right and you have a whole bunch of people laughing at you, it is so revealing as to how easily people are brainwashed that's the reason that I liked it. That audience didn't hear it from the New York Times, so it didn't happen. They, as I say on my radio show almost every day, they don't know that is the left. They don't know what we know.
Well, so I pulled up the article because we actually did a segment on it.
That's an old article.
This is an article from the Daily Beast, which is fake news, by the way. NewsGuard says they're fake news. Published September 21st, 2016, which is titled, "Yes, Men Can Have Periods, and We Need to Talk About Them." So 2016, you go on Bill Maher's show 3 years later. Years. Mm-hmm. So that's why I say it's left and right in this country is, do you read the news or are you just an arrogant, ignorant
Also, it
person?
shows you, this is a very important lesson, the speed with which the left can have people say wet is dry. That was October or November of 2019.
Wow.
And within a year and a half, if you said men do not menstruate, you were considered a hater. That is how fast the left changes half this country's views on A equals B equals C.
This is the issue this is the issue I have with Bill Maher, right? I do appreciate that he's called out woke nonsense, that he believes in free speech, but the man doesn't do research. I don't know, is he retired? You know, is this, you know, I say retired in the sense that he's phoning it in. He shows up, he says, "Give me the cue cards." He sits down and he says, "What are you talking about? I didn't read that." And it's like, Bill, this story is 3.5 years old. If you don't know about this, that's your fault, not mine. How could a guy have he gets 1 million viewers per night when he does a show, per night, you know, per show, which is weekly. And this guy didn't bother to read the news 3.5 years ago. I mean, this story has been extremely prominent. It's not this one article I've pulled up. The issue surrounding this has been going on for quite some time. The issue surrounding racial segregation has been happening over and over and over again. You would have to actively ignore the news to not know these things.
Yeah, I just want to say that it's so rare to have a liberal call out the left that I want to salute him. As you pointed out yourself, he does call out wokeness. But you would think he would have known it. That is correct.
I think it's an example of kind of the old media model of like, let's have an interview and damn be the consequences versus the new model of let's have access to the internet and look it up and fact check in real time. Like Rogan never would have had a hit show if he didn't have someone looking up the facts. He would have just been wrong a bunch and looked like an idiot.
Well, I think the biggest thing is admitting that you're wrong. And I think that's the biggest difference between individuals online. And there are a lot of individuals predominantly who are promoted by big tech social media that never admit that they are wrong. Bill Maher just a couple weeks ago was talking about how the economy's doing great. We're in a recovery. Everything's fine. The right wingers are being sensationalistic when it comes to the dire economic numbers. And here we are sitting with the calamity that we're facing that is absolutely unavoidable right now. Is he going to talk about his mistakes? Probably not.